All 10 of you. Okay, this is going off. Guys, this is Ben. Ben, what are you going to take us through this morning? Smart Home Solutions.
So basically it's going to give you 6 essential tips for creating the perfect smart home.
Cool. So does anyone already know how to do that? No, that's why you're sitting here. I have no idea, so I'll be learning as well. Please don't think that any question is silly, because mine are probably sillier. So if you have a question towards the end, I'll bring the microphone in the crowd and you guys can use your best microphone voices. Cool? All right, I'll take it away, Ben. Thanks, son.
How is everyone? Good? One person. All right. Who here is actually building, renovating, show of hands, already built, just here for a look? All right, cool. So who here is sitting next to someone good looking? Say the person next to you, hello, good looking. Okay, we'll get started now. So the first tip we talk about is basically home automation plans. Plan. You can never do enough planning. I'll ask you a question. Do you guys ever plan for a holiday? Do you plan for a birthday party? Do you plan to come here today? So there you go. So you need a plan. A plan is crucial to the success of having a smart home. When you build, you get architectural plans, you get electrical plans, you even also get lighting plans done. So why not do an automation plan? More often than not, this is basically a last consideration to adding to a house. But if you do this now, it will save you money and time in the long run. A lot of you are probably more interested in your floor tiles and your kitchen bench top. You more put your budget towards that. But having this smart home actually also creates a sense of security to your house. It also helps give that peace to when you're at the place of your property. To do this, we've also created like an online calculator on our website. So this calculator gives you the ability to give you a rough estimate as to what a smart home would cost. I know a lot of you go into it, you go, how much does it cost? Where do I start? A lot of you are just curious to know what can I do in the house. So this simple tool on our website allows you to actually just gauge that and help you plan more for your budget and for your build in the house. So basically, by having this plan, it allows you now to run those cables to where they need to go. Like I said before, it actually saves you money. It gives you that clear and visual path, and if done correctly, will give you more time to enjoy your life, but also add value to your property. You've got to understand that more and more homes now are becoming smart. By doing this, is actually adding value to your property. So later on down the track, when you do come time to sell your property, other houses will have this. Others will also have this on their, will also have that type of facilities in their house, and you'll be the one that's left out. So it comes down to go choose between the house that's got smarts in it, the house that doesn't. More often than not, they'll go towards the smarts. This brings us on to the next point. Network and Wi-Fi points. Ensure you have adequate and Wi-Fi and network points through your property. We're surprised by how many properties we see that don't take this into account. You've got to understand, even with double stories, it becomes quite difficult to run these cablings afterwards. So imagine house is already built, you're upstairs, you're downstairs, and now you've got no Wi-Fi. So now you've got to start drilling holes in, you've got to start drilling through timbers, then going back and patching and painting. But if you had these plans and you knew from the start what to do and how to achieve this, it just makes things a lot easier for you to create that smart home. You've also got to understand that a lot of properties now have the NBN box. Most of the times they're in the garage. So sometimes what they'll do is they'll put the Wi-Fi router in the garage. We actually had a client who was so excited to get NBN. He was actually one of the lucky ones to get fiber to the home. Then what happened is the NBN guy came out, he put the wireless router in the garage. But guess what? Where's his living room? On the other side of the house. So now he's got no internet. So, but if you simply ran those 2 extra cables from the beginning, maybe to a central place or even up into your, if it's a double story, up at higher, you'd have adequate and network and better, faster network speeds, so you can not only stream, but also allow you to control your home. Another big thing is data points. So data points, or data cabinets, should I say, these just keep things nice and simple. A lot of times we go to places and I go, well, just put it on a shelf. So So then you're trying to create a shelf. They go, well, just put it here. Like if you just had this data cabinet, you can house a lot of your equipment in there. So whether it's your router, your wireless routers, your switches, your modems, NVRs, even like you go to home theater stuff. So you start putting in Blu-ray, Foxtel, amplifiers. You're keeping it neat, keeping it away from other places in a central location. So that allows you now to have entertainment units and a minimalistic look. You can keep that away. You can hide all this stuff in the background. So that's a key thing a lot of people don't realize that you should be looking out for. Most of the times you can even keep those under like stairs, under like offices or under a bench top, but it's something you really need to consider. Okay, who here remembers VHS and Beta videos? Cool. 4 people, so I'm showing my age here a bit. Oh, one at the back, beautiful. What about, who owns Blu-rays and DVDs? Okay, a bit more. Who here remembers going to the video store to hire a movie? A bit more, okay, cool. Who here has Netflix? A bit more. So there you go. So you're kind of seeing where things are heading. So the humble television, we use it a lot most of the times now, but most of the times now we're just going through streaming. You'll see that as fast as internet speeds occur, we'll start seeing high quality content being produced. So you look at Netflix, Foxtel, the newly released Apple TV, even the Disney Channel, the Stan Channel, like you can see where this is heading. They're not doing this for a reason, they're doing this to grab a piece of the pie, and they're forcing you to go down this path. You've got to understand that once you've got the TV connected, it just makes things a lot easier. But once it is connected, the biggest thing is that a hardwired cable to a television actually gives you faster and better connection speeds, more reliable connection speeds. So having your TV connected to a network gives you faster and more stable, reliable connection. Yes, you connect it to Wi-Fi, but at the end of the day, if you can connect that TV, do it from the start. And that's where it comes down to adequate planning from the beginning. So blinds and curtains. So here's another one that I think is really important. I basically cannot stress how important having blinds is. Having them automated improves your lifestyle. Yes, they are slightly more expensive, but you're gonna say more and more properties are being built with windows now, correct? So you're letting more light into the property. Now, imagine you getting up every morning, going around and opening every single blind to let light in. Bit of a pain, yeah? So imagine if they were motorized. You can now set this to basically open, say, 7:30 or whatever time you get up, the blinds just automatically come up. And then at nighttime, you can set it to go up 5:30. Now, since your blinds are already motorized, we can go a next step further. With home automation, we can say, put a motion sensor outside. If it's 27 degrees, we can go close the westerly side of the house down. So why would you want to do that? Westerly side of the house, a lot of sun comes in. Basically, being able to close that down at a certain temperature through the day when you're not home allows the place when you come home down to be more cooler, and basically saving you more time, energy efficient, because your aircons don't have to run as much now. If you can't afford the blinds and the motorization of it at the moment, the biggest thing is just run the provisions there. Having those provisions there will save you in the long run once again. A lot of blind companies actually push you to use the more expensive motors, but we just require the old standard motorization motor they've been using years ago. Once again, it's kind of, if you talk to the blind company, let them know you want the older one. A lot of times they'll sell you the new one and you'll be using a remote control, but then it gives you less features to add later on. Okay, security. So now we talk about like CCTV cameras and such. So CCTV cameras allow you to know your home is safe. It provides protection for you and your family, giving you peace of mind to check on your property. CCTV cameras are even now being used to watch over pets. So their favourite loved pet, they want to know what's going on, you can actually see them, check them out, and even now you can even communicate with them with certain speakers and stuff. So CCTV not even protect, but also gives you that ability to talk with your pets if you want to. So with CCTV cameras, you can actually know what's happening right there and then. So you can have your garage doors closed. If someone rocks up and you don't know them, even now you can have messages that say, motion detected, you're under surveillance, please leave immediately. So it's already giving that protection to your home as someone walks up. But this is all due to with home automation, so it's something that you can add on later on to your property. I also have a couple of cameras inside my house. So you go, why on that? Well, who here has young kids or grandkids? No one? Okay, maybe just me then. So basically what happens at home is that our kids would go, I want this, I want that, he did this, he did that. So basically we said to them, we go, do you want us to check the cameras? And they said to us, okay. So then we basically went up, we checked the cameras and we showed them and said, look, this is you. And then funny enough, they just like, oh my goodness, mum and dad know what we're doing. So basically from there, every time we go to them now and we say, who did this? Did you hit this such person? We go, do you want to check the cameras? And they go, no, I didn't. So it's just another way you can kind of check on things. But in all seriousness, it's kind of like more and more people are expecting home deliveries now to their property. So you're able to actually watch a delivery man come in, open your garage door, see who's there, see him deliver the package. Even now, more and more people are putting fridges in their garage. So what happens is they're all their groceries online, open the garage door, deliveries get delivered directly into their fridge. So when they come home, it's all nice and cool and fresh. At the end of the day, it's a powerful investment that gives you peace of mind and acts as a deterrent to stopping your home getting burgled, or in my case, checking on my kids. So, intercoms. Having the right intercom will not only allow you to see who's at your front door, but will also allow you to answer the front door when you're not home. This ability also acts as another security measure. So imagine someone going up to your door, they'll ring the doorbell, try and see if you're home or not. If you're able to answer your phone remotely, wherever you are, that acts as another deterrent. Because now they do not know whether you really are home or not. So you could be home or not home, so they'll just go and move on to the next property. Now, garage doors and front gates. That's the next thing we go. Would it be nice if you could control your garage door not just from a remote, but also your phone? Yeah? Better yet, imagine if you could just drive home, your garage door opens, your alarm turns off, internal doors unlock, if it's night, the hallway lights come on. That's all just from being a simple automated process. Now, if someone rocks up, you don't have to go to a control panel, touch this. Like it just happens automatically. You just pull out your phone, open the garage door, open the front gate. So it's just another thing to keep in mind. A lot of the times these things now are, like a lot of companies will sell you individual products. So I'll say, yes, you can control your garage from your phone. Yes, you can control your blinds from your phone. Yes, you can do this, yes, you can do that. But the biggest thing is with that is that a lot of these products are not connected. So they're all individual apps. So when you're actually going through this design phase, it allows you to realize and go, what is important to me? What lifestyle aspects am I considering? And from there, you can then decide to pick the correct products to make it work within that home automation. So be careful of going through, because a lot of times we see people going, look, I've already got motorized blinds, but now I want to do lights. Well, sorry, you can't integrate that now. So it's something that you need to be aware of and take into consideration when you're choosing products for your home. So the next tip is voice activation. So voice activation is a game changer. No longer do you have to use your phone to go and turn things on and off. You've probably seen it on apps. Now you can do it from a simple command. I must admit, it does take some time getting used to. A lot of the times the naming and the conventions that you use to open things can take a bit of time getting used to, but once it's in place, it's almost like magic. Like you just have things happen and appear from simple commands. We actually have a client who has called his garage the Bat Cave. So his kid rocks home and that just thinks it's cool. Like, young kid goes on an open Bat Cave, so the garage door opens. You've got to understand that more and more devices and even cars, you see a lot of cars now are coming with these voice activations. So you can see this trend happening. Like it is occurring, whether you like it or not, voice is starting to become the main aspect to communicate with devices. See, a lot of the times, most of us have used voice activation in the past, but have found it cumbersome, clunking, didn't understand me, and just found it really frustrating. But now with voice, the technology is improving so much, it's actually recognizing things. Even text-to-speech it's amazing now. So you've got to understand with voice activation, having this in your home just makes things a lot easier. Example, we have kids who are actually trying to toilet train them. More often than not, not middle of the night, but during the night, middle of something, kids would come up and say, can you turn on the bathroom light? Hands are dirty, hands are full, and now we've got to stop, wash your hands, go over, turn on the light. Now what we're doing, we can just simply say, Siri, turn on the bathroom light. So it's little things like this, you realize, you go, is it really necessary? But in actual fact, it's helping and making you more efficient. So it's just these little things with voice activation can help along the way. Even sitting on the couch, relaxing, need a blind closed, you can say the command. Music, party time, dim the lights, play your favorite tune. Even good morning, have certain scenes and blinds, lights, music, same thing occur. But the really good thing is the good night scene for us is that you create these scenes to go, we're ready to go to bed. Instead of going around turning the lights off, you can just go, Siri, good night, Google, good night, or whatever. Like the lights would go off, TV goes off, amplifier goes off, actually starts now lighting a pathway back to your master bedroom or to wherever you are. So you can see how these types of things now, and with voice activation, if you do get this in your home, makes a world of difference. Got to also understand that a lot of these Google HomePods or Google Homes and HomePods, they are becoming the central hub of your kitchen. So don't just see them as something for home automation. Like you play music through them as one, but you can also now add calendar events to it, add shopping lists to it. So this type of device now is becoming the calendar, and it's kind of keeping the home connected, all the family members connected within the home. So having these types of devices or voice activators or digital assistants in there also helps create things a lot easier. So a lot of times, a lot of people say to us, they go, well, this thing's listening to me all the time. You know, what about my privacy? You know, what do you do there? Like, do you carry a mobile phone? Probably the answer is majority of you do. You've got a listening device sitting right next to you now. So it really comes down to is don't let the technology or that fear there outweigh the benefits of actually using it. End of the day, everything's listening, whether you like it or not. There's always someone listening to your voice. It's just how much you trust that manufacturer with your information. Okay, now it comes down to the sixth, basically the final tip. It's choosing the right installer. I cannot stress this enough that not all installers at the same end of the day. Do your research. Check them out, make sure who they are. You know, a lot of times this is not currently a mandatory requirement, but I believe all home automation installers must have a master license. So what's a master license? Master license is issued by the New South Wales Police. It actually does identity checks on the owners of the company. We've got our fingerprints stored there in the cop shop, but they know everything about us. So you go, why does a home automation guy need a master license? You understand, home automation guy can unlock your door, can turn off your alarm, knows everything about your property. So you've got to be trustworthy with the person that you're employing to install that smart home features in there. So you need to do your research there as well. Unfortunately, a lot of companies out there on the market, they do know, they can install the product, but it's the back-end support that's the most crucial thing. It's easy for an electrician or someone to go in there and install something on a light switch or run some cabling, but little they don't know is the process afterwards. That's where it comes down to. So with us, it's like we spent hours even training. Like we train you guys, like we train you how to use the system. Make sure that the installer gives you the full admin passwords. Make sure they don't lock you out of the system. At the end of the day, you paid for the system, it's yours. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not something that you should be held ransom to by your installer. So make sure you nut all these things out when you're trying to, in the very beginning, in the early process, is that you're fully aware of what you need to do and what everyone's obligations are. The right installer will also make sure that the system is not prone to like cyber attacks. Like we check firewalls, we check networks, we check vulnerabilities. We make sure that your network's secure. We can help you, with your password management, just to make sure that you're not prone or someone can hack into your system. So a lot of these times look out for those things, ask those questions. Like my background's in network and IT and security, so I've been doing this for like 15 years. So it's not like something I've come in overnight, decided to jump on the bandwagon. Like we've been in this field for a long time. So at LERA, we're basically more interested in your lifestyle and automating your home. So you go, why is that actually important? at the end of the day, the smart home should be making your life easier, not more complicated. So we like to understand your routines. We want to know how you get up in the morning, what do you do at night, what do you do when you come home, and then what we do is we create these scenes that predetermine what you're trying to do. So like we said, we're having the house do things when you're not there. So you're not having to go and simply turn on light switches or do this or do that. The thing is pre-routined for you guys, and that's the true definition of a smart home. Other thing is you got to do is make sure you engage in a company that loves technology. We absolutely adore technology. Like, we test things and we check things out, and if it's not in our place, then we would not put it in your place. So we basically treat everyone like their family members. A couple of our clients over there with a testimony to that. But yeah, we basically treat you like family. It's kind of like we want to put things in your place that we would do in our place. So that's another thing, is you get that vibe when you talk to the person. Does that installer allow you to talk to previous clients? Do they allow you to call them up? Do other clients give them that great testimony that they supposedly are when you look them up on their website? Other thing is look for content. We produce a lot of content. Even in our blog articles, we're constantly educating the market. Even on our social media, you'll see me and Harbour, the co-founder, we're constantly on there updating guys with technology, give you guys tips, just educating the market. So check that out when you're about to employ someone. Just wrapping up now, so we're basically over here at stand E47. We're the crazy people wearing pink t-shirts. So if you've got any questions, come over, say hello. If not, check us out on our Facebook and Instagram pages. There's lots of content there for you. But if there's any other questions or something, yeah, just come over and say hello. Thanks, guys.